David Keith Lynch was born on January 20th, 1946, in Missoula, Montana. After spending his childhood traveling the United States, he went on to study painting at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts in Philadelphia. This is where he transitioned into producing short films. His first short film, called Six Men Getting Sick, made in 1966, is a 2-minute-long animated film featuring 6 dysmorphic figures regurgitating in sequence to the sound of sirens. It is interesting that he began with a focus on physical sickness, but later focused on sickness within the mind, which became one of his most prominent tropes. This trope can be seen in his film Mulholland Drive, which was made in 2001. As the focus of this course is male brain malfunction, this film is a good example of female brain malfunction. After a terrible car accident, one of the main characters, Rita, is left with amnesia, with no memory whatsoever of her life before the accident and a complete loss of identity in result of this. After meeting a woman named Betty, a role played brilliantly by Naomi Watts, in the apartment where Rita hides after the crash had happened, her and Betty work together to rediscover Rita's identity. Little does Rita know, Betty knows exactly who Rita is, and Betty has a second identity of her own. In this film, we see sickness within the mind and female brain malfunction within Betty, as she loses her sanity in result of being emotionally tortured by Rita. Betty is in love with Rita and longs to be with her, but Rita is constantly showing off her boyfriend and soon-to-be husband. This trope goes hand in hand with Lynch's overarching theme that can be seen in almost all of his films, which is power and control. Look for this in our short film. Lynch consistently displays a theme of a higher-powered individual or group of people with control over someone or something that ultimately results in devastating violence. This is seen in the 1999 film American Beauty, directed by Sam Mendes. The focus of the film, Lester, becomes infatuated with his daughter's best friend Angela, and she very quickly gains control over his life without even realizing it. He becomes so obsessed that every decision he makes is made with the purpose of attempting to seduce Angela. The film ends with his death. This can especially be seen in his 1986 film Blue Velvet. The MacGuffin of this film is a severed ear, which is discovered in a field by the main character Jeffrey. In efforts to solve the mystery of the ear, along with a detective's daughter named Sandy, Jeffrey finds himself forming a sexual relationship with a local lounge singer named Dorothy Valens, who may be involved in the case of the ear. With thanks to this new relationship, Jeffrey encounters Frank Booth, a psychopath who has a brutal control over Dorothy, her son, and her life.
Shut up! It's Daddy, you shithead! Where's my bourbon?
In this film, we also see one of Lynch's common tropes, repeated phrases with the purpose of creating a dreamlike or surreal feeling. In Blue Velvet, we see Dorothy performing the song Blue Velvet multiple times in a dark, smoky lounge, making the audience feel as if they are in a dream. Another trope that can be found in almost all of Lynch's films is a head injury or trauma. Look for this in our short film. This trope is most obvious in his black and white film The Elephant Man that was made in 1980. This film is about a man named Frederick Treves who discovers a man in a freak show who is referred to as the Elephant Man because of his physical deformities due to his congenital disorder. It is believed that the Elephant Man, who is named John Merrick, is a mute with little to contribute to society aside from his circus act. He experiences terrible abuse, specifically from who is considered to be his owner, Mr. Bites. Dr. Treves takes John into his care and discovers how intelligent he truly is, resulting in him being treated with more respect and appreciation by the society who once abused him. Like no other, David Lynch is brilliant at controlling what his audience feels, similarly to how his films typically feature a character who is controlled by another. The success of his dreamy films has led to him earning the title of the first popular surrealist. From the very beginning of his film career to present day, Lynch has definitely made his mark in the film industry.